Ah, my dear. Mwah. Mwah. You always were my favourite.
Oh, bless you. You're a sweetheart.
Come and join me.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Ah, Michael!
Maestro!
Oh, we couldn't get Derek Jacobi.
Hello, hello, darling.
Ugly as ever.
I know. Oh, keep taking those ugly pills.
Taking lessons from you. Here she is.
Oh, here she is.
Hello.
Hello, my darling. So lovely to see you. Hello, sweetheart.
Mwah.
You okay?
Mwah. You were always my favourite.
Oh, yes, of course. You say that to everyone.
No.
Hello. Oh, yes, I'm good, thank you.
The Isabella room is ready for you upstairs as well.
Thank you very much indeed. Isabella awaits us. Welcome to the doctor's table.
Oh, thank you.
I am the doctor, and this is my table.
Very nice.
And how appropriate that we have TARDISes.
I know.
TARDI. or whatever that-
Tardi.
Yes.
Tardis.
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 Thank you so much.
Tardicles.
Thank you.
Oh, food.
Thank you very much.
Gorgeous, very nice. Colin, I've got to ask, what have you done to
Oh,
your
that.
hand?
Well, when we were downstairs, Michael Jayston was dropping names, and I fell over one of them.
Yeah.
In fact, the truth, as always, is a
You haven't changed.
little less fun.
Champagne for
I
you as
slipped
well?
and fell over in mud. Hand
you.
down.
Very nice.
Broke wrist. That looks nice. Proper champagne, thank you. None of your Prosecco nonsense. The real thing. The sixth doctor makes sure you get the right champagne.
This is very
McCoy,
generous of
you'd
you,
be lucky
Colin.
to have a Vimto.
Iron brew.
Iron brew. How right you are, yes. Here's to the TARDIS and all who sail in her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can't quite reach.
Bungo,
Table's too
folks.
big. There we go.
Bungo, bungo, bungo.
Bung it. Oh, there we go.
The show itself, Trial of a Time Lord, which all of you were in your various delightful ways, it was interesting. It was an odd concept, wasn't it? The programme itself was on trial, in a way.
Yeah.
And they chose, for some bizarre reason, best known to someone with quite a small brain, I suspect, that it was a good idea to reflect that in making the programme Trial of a Time Lord.
Yeah.
I've no idea whose idea that was, so I'm sailing free here. But why draw attention to it? Anyway, they
It had
did.
a hell of a cast, when you think about
They
it.
always did, though.
Ryan Blessed,
Yes.
Michael Craig, well, these two,
Linda Bellingham.
Linda Bellingham. It was amazing.
Shall I start with a tin?
Yeah, do you know what your tin contains?
Well, I don't know. I'm hoping, actually. It's a bit like a cookie jar. I'd quite like some cookies, to be
I
honest.
think it's questions about the first story.
Is it really?
In the trial
Let's have a
season.
look.
I'm suggesting now that it becomes a trial. And if he is found guilty, I strongly suggest the termination of his life.
The doctor is put on trial for his life. But have you ever been in trouble with the law?
Heavens to Betsy, where do I begin?
I'm looking at you first. I don't know why. There's something going
This is
on there.
clearly going to be
Conversation
interesting.
stopper.
When I was in the amateur group, before I went to drama school, I was doing a Molière, and I had some lines. I call all heaven to witness how I've been deceived. And there had been a murder down the road, and I was stopped in Nottingham, where I live, by the police. I was going, I call all heaven to witness how I've been deceived. And this policeman said, who were you shouting at? I said, oh, I was just rehearsing some lines. I'm an amateur actor. And he didn't believe me, I don't think. And then there was this murder, and I was investigated. And, of course, I was totally innocent. But they thought it was a bit odd to hear somebody shouting at about 11:30 at night.
That reminds me of the time I was in New Zealand. And we'd just arrived, and there was a policeman standing by the road, and it was early evening, there was nothing coming, and I said, hello, good evening. And I walked across the road. He blew his whistle and did me for jaywalking.
Oh.
And I said, there's no traffic. There's nothing here.
You must have been bored.
He said, it's an offence and you know it's I said, oh, don't be so damn ridiculous. What a lovely welcome. I need backup here. I've got someone who's been threatening to me. I said, I'm not being threatening to you, you moron.
Might not have helped, actually.
I got a ticket. I got a ticket which I forgot to pay before I left New Zealand.
Whoops. Well, you'll never be allowed back there.
So I have been in trouble with the law.
Oh. I can't believe you've ever been in trouble with the law.
I maligned New Zealand. It was Australia.
OK.
New Zealand's lovely. So's Australia.
Yes.
And all who live in it.
Walk across the road properly, please, sir.
You just said I can't imagine you.
I can't imagine,
ever
Nicola,
been in trouble with the
being in
police.
trouble
Where
with
should
the
we
law.
start?
Oh, really?
This was speeding because I would regularly be in a race with my then boyfriend.
Oh.
We'd race each other to a particular place, so we were breaking all
That's a big offence.
But when I got pulled over for doing considerably above the thing, I just acted. And all I did was burst into tears and say, I'm so sorry, but my boyfriend just left me and I just want to go home to my mum. And so he asked me out for a drink. But I didn't get a ticket.
Wow. Well, I did. I was quite a speed demon as
Yeah.
well. I did get stopped for speeding, and I remember once I got out of the car and he said, nice car, and I just said, too fast. Shall we do another question?
Yes.
Well, I suppose there is a 1,000,000,000 to 1 chance there was a place called Marble Arch on Ravelox.
And they wrote in English?
Well, that's another 1,000,000,000 to 1 chance. Does begin to seem a little unlikely, doesn't it?
If the apocalypse came and only one London Underground station survived, which would you want it to be and why?
Marble Arch, Marb. End of. Next.
I'll have to agree with you for possibly the
Marb.
same reason. Yes.
Marb. Marb.
Good old
So-
Marb.
But you see, then you've got to think about the connections.
Hang on a minute.
Yes.
I rescind that. Baker Street.
Oh, yeah. Baker Street.
And that's what you all are. You're Baker's treat.
Oh,
That's a little doggy. That's a doggy tune.
very
That's
good.
what the jar's for.
Yes.
These examples of the criminal behavior of the accused are fully recorded in the Matrix, the repository of all knowledge.
If you could use the Matrix to relive an experience from your own past, which one would you choose? Oh, what a question.
I've been married 3 times now, which I shouldn't really say, should I? But I've been married to Anne
Too
for
late.
43 years. My honeymoon in Venice. Oh, we went to Paris first. Honeymoon in Venice. That's what I'd choose.
Gorgeous.
Oh,
we won't
that's
go into the
lovely.
details, because presumably they were just lovely.
I was on tour through the Middle East, and then we were taken out to dinner at this sheikh's house where everything was gold, and the most extraordinary thing happened. He asked if anyone would like to see his orchard.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, that's an old one.
And I thought, sorry, is this Arab for my sketches, my etches?
Yes.
So I thought, well, yes, I would. So he takes me for a walk down the orchard, and I can hear this sound. It's the wind travelling through the trees. And I went, oh, this is strange. It's like I can hear an orchestra tuning up. It was the A, I could hear the A coming through. He hugged me. He said, you have incredible hearing. I actually had this planted with that in mind to create that sound. He said, you have to go to the desert because you will hear the sounds in the desert. So he paid for this £10,000, £20,000 holiday and sent me out into the desert so I could walk the Wahhabi and experience it. And it was gifted to me because I heard that sound in
Good
his
grief.
orchard. And it was amazing.
Nothing like that has ever happened to you, has it?
No.
No.
So
it
I'd like
hasn't
that
me
week
either.
again.
Wow.
Colin,
My
top
story,
that.
it's trite but true. The moment I first met my wife, Marion.
Oh,
When I was,
Lovely, isn't it?
I was rehearsing Private Lives. I came into a rehearsal room. My first marriage was over, and it was me and my dog against the world. And there was this girl who bent over and started talking to Cleo, my dog. And she looked up, And I thought,
There we go.
it's you.
Oh, isn't that
And I
lovely?
was right. And I want to have that again. Because I can't remember why now.
See, I'm ready.
Because she's a pain in the arse now. That's not true. Anything for a gag. And what about you, Bonnie?
Oh, goodness me.
What the Matrix do for you?
I was 9 years old, and I had been in a show called Gypsy in London with Angela Lansbury. And I just remember the final performance. I used to have to run on stage and stand and hold the audience. And then I would look at the musical director, who was a chap called Milton Rosenstock, who was the original musical director, this extraordinary man. And if he shoved his glasses, a bit Eric Morecambe style, to the left, that was my cue to say, Mr. Conductor, if you please. And I looked around the audience, gosh, I'm getting emotional, and the whole place rose, led by Arthur Lawrence, who was the director who had written it and who wrote my side story.
Wow.
And all these people stood up, and I looked down at Milton Rosenstock, and he didn't move his glasses. And he waited, and he waited, and the whole place erupted. And that was a wonderful feeling.
On the last night?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, Bonnie, what a lovely story.
Beautiful.
It just took me
Yeah.
there. Thank you for that. That was what a lovely question. Tell me a story about Joan Sims.
My name is Katrika. I am the leader of the Free. Do you have a name, girl?
Purple Gillian Brown. But my friends call me Peri.
My favourite memory of Joan is a memory not unlike this. Myself, Tony Selby, Jeff Hughes. Were you there? The Puddings?
The puddings. I was there for the puddings.
Yes.
Yes.
And we had a bet. Who could eat more puddings?
I remember the table.
And do you remember who won?
You.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say Joan.
I'm ashamed to say I ate 3 puddings.
Anyway, right. Oh no. Okay, I've got some pictures here. This involves more cards and more pictures. Right.
Pictures.
We're going to say
I deny everything.
snog, marry, avoid.
Oh, God.
Glitz, Sabalom Glitz, Dibber, and Drathro.
I avoid the lot of them, actually.
Okay.
Right, Glitz, snog, marry, avoid.
He was resourceful. So I'd probably marry him, snog
Dibber.
and avoid the robot.
Yeah. Colin,
I would,
as the Doctor.
as a doctor, I would snog Glitz,
Yes.
because he'd have a laugh.
Yes.
I'd avoid Dibber,
Yes.
because he was a bit Neanderthal. And I would marry Drathro, because he's a thumping huge robot. And as his husband, I could tell him what to do.
Yes.
And it
Be
would
useful.
Yes.
Yes.
I've said avoid the lot.
Avoid that. You can't do that.
got
you
to
have
choose.
to go snog, marry,
Oh, that's
avoid.
the guy who used to be the boxer, isn't it?
Yes,
The guy in
yes.
the middle. Oh, Mary. Yes, I beg your pardon. He was in
yes,
London's.
yes.
He was in
London's
London's
Burning.
Burning. I'd marry him and avoid the other two.
No, you have to snog one of them.
No.
I think
snog the robot.
Snog the robot.
Snog the
It's easy.
robot.
I don't like snogging metal.
It's not what we've heard. No. But anyway.
I suppose I have to answer this.
It's a lovely, delightful
I
question.
think, well, you see, I ended up going off on a supermarket spaceship with Sabalom Glitz,
You
so I
did?
probably would marry him. I think I'd probably snog him and I'd avoid him because, yeah.
We're the same.
It's just
It's women's
a little
intuition
bit
there.
scary going on there,
Oh,
I
I
think.
liked Drathro.
Too much metal.
Drathro.
It's a bit like the Tin Man in Wistabos, so we'll put that one away. Well, there we go. That's all my questions.
Hooray!
I'm done. Who's next?
Oh, Michael.
Here we go.
Who's got pink cards?
Tell me a
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
tell me a story about Brian Blessed.
I just want to get out of here.
We must raise an army and attack and destroy the Mentors, yes?
Sure, anything you say.
Shall I start off?
Yes, you start.
I remember when he had to lift you by your elbows.
By the elbows.
My name is Yrcanos. For what? He was there for about 2 or 3 minutes. doing
Holding
this
and
thing.
talking to me. Yeah, I
Unbelievable.
was a lot thinner.
Although he is a black belt judo
Yes.
and a very strong man. But that's the story about Brian. I think he's gorgeous.
Yes.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
Thank you.
I remember that recording. There was one shot right at the end of the day. Now, bear in mind, in those days, at 10 o'clock, the plugs were pulled.
Yes.
Because the
Yes.
overtime
Yeah.
for the
Yep.
crew was so enormous. And the line that was written for Brian to say was, "Right, let's find the mentors." He couldn't think of the word mentors when we came to do it. I've got to find a way of making this broadcast.
So he made up a few things.
We're all there. Everyone's there.
Let's say that Mevagissi is the worst word in the human language. We run down, explosion, bang, throw open the door, grabs hold of Nicola, comes out and says, "Right, let's find the Mevagissis." 10 o'clock, tink. If that had been me, the button would have been pressed. You
Yeah. Just
silence.
But he gets away with
They
it.
do.
Nothing at all. Nobody said a word. They had to keep the set, which they were going to scrap that night,
Another week.
for the next
Another
recording the
night.
following day. And they had to do it again the following day.
Oh, my
But
God.
never mind, Brian, don't worry.
Yes, don't worry, Brian. Well, everyone's terrified of
I
him.
thought, I've
bless
been
him.
doing this wrong for years.
My association with Brian was not on Doctor Who, it was on Cats, the musical.
Cats.
Of course.
From the very word go, he was very largely entertaining. But there was a point when I think Brian completely lost his rag.
Beautiful.
I think we were doing a preview at the time, and I was standing near the dressing rooms, and he just went "Rah!" and got to the sink and just pulled the sink away from the wall, and I just was quite mildly terrified and ran to the other direction.
He used to spend all of our lunches at the canteen trying to convince me that I should go up K2 with him. Because he was about to take another one of his...
I think that was a euphemism, yes.
But I didn't take it. I just genuinely said, well, I love a good walk and I love a hill climb, but I'm not a mountaineer.
The doctor won't mind donating his sanity to the advancement of science, will you, Doctor?
If someone were to mind warp your brain into somebody else's body, who would you want it to be and why?
I'm not sure that would be very nice to somebody else. Who do I not like? That my brain would go into their body.
Donald Trump.
Oh.
Well,
Wow.
yes, because
And
then
I
you
go,
can change things.
You've
yes.
been taking me seriously, haven't you?
Yes,
You silly people.
that's
That'd be
really
brilliant.
good.
I'd like to have been Voltaire. Great, marvellous.
You'd be dead now.
Yeah, I know.
But it's
I mean,
your brain
if
in
that's going
Voltaire's
back in
body. You
history.
don't get his brain.
Yeah,
You're
so
just
this
getting
is
the
it.
body.
Yeah, Voltaire wasn't known for his
Someone
body.
else's body. Ah, yeah.
So your brain has to be...
You're just going on the body,
You
I
want
suppose.
Voltaire's brain in your body, don't you?
Yeah.
So do we all.
I would like to be inside a strong, physically strong body, whereas I think I'm mentally strong as opposed to physically strong. I'm picking an athlete as opposed to a model.
Usain Bolt. That would be good.
Yes,
Your
I'll
brain
go.
went into
Oh,
Usain
yeah.
Bolt. That would
That
be
would
funny.
do.
I might do that.
Christopher Biggins.
someone like that. Christopher Biggins. Right, next one.
Tell me a story about Nabil Shaban.
He is still being persuaded by Crozier to cooperate happily. I think that is the word.
That laugh. Whenever I see Nabil, the first thing I think of is the fact that there's this character written on a page called Syl, who is a devious, double-dealing, slimy alien from Thoros Beta, who, in the read-through, delivered a laugh, which was... I can't do it. Which lifted that character straight off the page and was brilliant. And he just... Well, Syl has become one of the great characters in, certainly my time, as Doctor Who.
Yeah. And he was also incredibly... He never complained, because don't forget, he had to be carried around.
Yeah.
And that suit was so uncomfortable and hot. He completely triumphed the costume, whereas so often, sometimes people are just the costume.
Yeah.
He completely...
Yeah.
He was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Of the people sat here, who do you think would be most suited to life with Brian Blessed?
Me.
That puts...
Bonnie's volunteered. There we go. I think Brian's a lovely man.
Oh,
It's not the same as saying Yrcanos. They're two different things.
Me, possibly.
Yeah, I
You.
think actually.
'Cause
It would be a good match.
Well, I'd start to feel understated.
What do you mean living with him? Does this mean living with him?
Yes.
I
Married
would like to
to.
see
That's
him
normally what
occasionally. I
married
wouldn't want to live with him.
Oh dear.
Snog Mandy avoid.
Snog Mandy?
Mandy, I'll snog Mandy.
Oh, Mandy.
Manry.
Oh, Mandy.
Marry.
Oh,
Snog
Mamory.
memories.
Snog, marry, avoid.
Oh.
Dwarf, Crozier, and Lord Kiv.
Can I choose the cyanide capsule? That's impossible because as characters, Dorf is deranged, so perhaps one should avoid.
Avoid Dorf.
Yeah, deranged is
You
very...
can tell he's got bad breath looking at that.
He has,
horrible,
yeah, and
isn't
he's
it?
got
Yeah,
fangs.
so you wouldn't want to snog him like
He's
that.
not going to
Snog him,
last, no.
So he's the avoid.
He has to be the
Yes,
avoid.
I'm with you on that one. Let's all
So
do the
it's
same.
snog and marry for the other two.
Oh,
Is Patrick Rycart played the one in the middle?
I know Paddy.
No,
Paddy's that one.
yes.
he's the
Right.
one on the right.
I'd marry him, actually, in private life, if I was lightweight
Would
inclined.
you?
Yeah, but then you'd have to snog the other
Lord
one.
Kiv.
I'd probably marry Paddy.
But Kiv is going to
Yes.
have fish breath because he's got this whole thing going on about the fisherman's body.
And it would be like, finally, snogging you.
If you were Kiv.
If I kissed
Yes.
Kiv.
Oh, what?
Well,
Like, because
is
I've
he-
just had fish curry.
No, because you've been turned into him.
Oh, yes, but I'm not yet. He's not me
How do
yet.
you know when that picture was taken?
Well, I know perfectly well because his brain went from there into my body. It's quite simple.
Oh, it's the other way
timeline.
round, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
I thought your brain had gone into his body.
No, his brain into my body.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So it would not be anything like snogging me.
No, it wouldn't, would it?
No. So
Well, I'm not gonna do it
I'm
then.
afraid this is I'm just going to abstain because it's becoming too horrific.
Have we finished your tin then, Michael?
Okay, right.
Nicola,
Open the box.
it's your turn.
If you were turned half human, half plant, what plant would be your preference?
Linda LaPlante.
Oh, yes.
Brilliant. Marvellous. I don't think anyone can top that. Half
No.
human, half plant.
A rose. Because it is fragrant, but it is slightly thorny at times. So maybe I would return as half rose.
Asparagus, which I've just eaten.
Should we let that one hang in the air?
Green, doesn't it?
No, don't. Let's not leave that one.
Just let it sit there.
I don't
So you're
understand.
Linda LaPlante.
Yes.
Half
Okay,
plant, half
that's
what?
your
I'm
answer.
a rose and you're asparagus.
Thank you. I think I'd choose to be peppermint because peppermint's a very hardy plant that just keeps coming up. And it's very gentle on the stomach and kind and refreshing.
Far cry from the carefree life of Pease Pottage, eh, Mel?
I'm not complaining.
This one is about Mel.
Elizabeth Barrett
Oh,
Browning.
Lordy, I don't know
Okay,
anything about her.
gentlemen. Mel is from Pease Pottage.
She is.
Have you ever been to Pease Pottage?
Yes.
And if so, can you tell us a story about it?
No. I've been past Pease Pottage.
Yes, well, this
I
is
took
why
going
I was...
to Brighton.
Yes,
Yeah.
all the way to Brighton, which is
I've never
where
been inside
John would
Pease
come up and
Pottage.
down the A23,
Yes.
wasn't it? And
I
he
always
would
used
see
to
the
call it
sign.
Piazzi Potage, didn't you?
Yes,
Piazzi
He's
Potage.
so posh, isn't he?
Piazzi Potage.
Yeah, well, did you pronounce it correctly?
I'm
I always
sure
thought it
I've
was
got
Piazzi
it wrong.
Potage.
Yes.
I was working down in Brighton
Pottage.
and I was made to go on a photo course. And so I was driven to said sign on the motorway to do a load of photographs on the hard shoulder.
That's lovely.
It's
Can
probably
they
get
brought the sign
arrested
to
for
you?
stopping on the hard shoulder. And I, with Pease Pottage, the sign behind.
Piazzi Potage.
From all I know is that
It's
it
on the
just
left-hand
sounded-
side as you go towards Brighton. It's about
Yes.
10 miles out.
Yeah.
6, 7 miles. Piazzi
Yeah.
Potage.
It will always
There we
be,
go.
it
We
will
had to
always
go
be
and sit
Piazzi
there.
Potage for me now
I
as
love
well.
that now,
I
yes.
love it. Tell me a story about Honor Blackman.
Am I I expected to trust my life for millions of miles to a bunch of incompetents who can't even get my luggage aboard without losing it?
Your luggage, Professor? It's not in your cabin?
Really? Do I have to repeat myself?
Oh, what a gorgeous
Well, she's
lady.
the oldest woman I've ever been attracted to.
Oh, wasn't she
At the age of
wonderful?
87 or something, just stunning. How
She's
can
always
somebody
been stunning.
stay that
Yes,
gorgeous?
she has.
Serene
And she's
and
lovely as well.
classy and funny and
But
naughty.
the luck of your genes arranging themselves, I'm sure work went into it. She was probably a little bemused by what she was doing, I think.
She used to sit in the corner and do the crossword, didn't she, and read the Times.
It was a job.
Very quiet, yes, and came in. And...
But she was just style personified.
Oh, we did get the giggles, though. Plus those Vervoids, I mean, they were my
were.
idea of a nightmare.
I don't know how you managed
But they were a
that.
tad anatomical, weren't they?
And I knew, exactly, and I knew them all. And so they were all these old dancers that I'd worked with.
Brilliant.
It was horrendous.
That's very funny.
You knew their entrechamps.
I did know their entrechamps very clearly, and I'd seen them in the jock straps, and there they were.
Carrot juice?
It'll do you good. Honestly, carrots are full of vitamin A.
Carrot juice, like or dislike?
Dislike.
What characters?
Character.
Who?
What characters? Tuesday.
Juice.
Carrot juice?
The juice of the carrot.
Oh, I like
Jus de
it. I
carrot.
had it in Israel once, and I liked it a lot. You don't
Okay.
drink too much of it, otherwise you'll go red.
Yes.
I lived in Israel once, so I like it.
Yeah.
Mr. Baker, I think you
Is
liked
Israel known
this.
for carrots?
No, it's oranges.
No, I know
isn't
I
it?
had some carrot juice in Israel.
just
when
how he
we were with
remembers it.
Vic.
I
know when
funnily
I
enough,
drunk carrot juice.
I am the doctor who adores carrot juice. I love it. And I abominate those horrible little chewy things made of car tyres, flavoured car tyres, called jelly babies.
Yes.
That Tom offers everyone. But I love carrot juice.
Okay, this is turning out to be our favourite question.
Oh, this
Drum
is
roll.
snog, marry, avoid.
Yes, snog, marry, avoid. Thank you.
Gosh.
Janet, the stewardess.
Oh, she was pretty. I liked her.
She was very nice. I swear she was wearing one of my old pair of shoes, just repainted.
Oh, I'll snog and marry her.
You only get the choice. And then it's so much harder for the blokes.
Married.
Commodore Tonka Travers.
Tonga.
Yes, Tonga.
Or a Megarian. Snog, marry, avoid. Colin.
From the right, Tonka Travers. That would be snog, could be over quickly.
Yeah.
Avoid the Megarian.
Yes.
And marry the pretty girl because you can snog her as well
Yes.
when you're married to her.
There you
Easy
go.
peasy.
Michael?
I've already said it.
No, you ducked and dived.
What?
Snog, marry, avoid.
Snog and marry the first
Oh.
one, avoid the other two.
Oh, well, we'll let Michael get
Oh,
away with
he
it.
gets away
He does
with
get
it.
away with it. There we go.
Well, I think I might snog the Megarian because it looks like there would be... I might
There's
lose
nothing
my
there.
face, but there's
Yes.
nothing going on unless there's some kind of weird smoke comes out of his grill or something. I'd marry Michael and
Yes.
I'd avoid her. She's lovely, but it's not my...
It's not your cup of tea.
Not my type.
Okay.
Not what I'd heard.
Yes, I've got to ask, do you know whether J&T called Janet the stewardess as a joke to reflect Janet?
I don't
It's
think
just
so.
a question that
That was
popped
written by
up in my
Pip and-
mind.
Pip and
but
Jane.
maybe they put that... Anyway.
I might have put that in.
I
Call me
would
Melanie
snog
Bush.
her, contrary to my...
And that would sell some tickets.
It
Right,
would,
there we go.
and I'd give them all
Oh,
to
that's
dogs
good.
charities, and I would avoid,
Megarian.
and then I'd marry him.
Yes.
Definitely, it has to be the sound
Tonka.
voice. Tonka, there we go.
Silver
Marvellous.
fox.
Well, that-
Are you done?
I'm done.
Is it my turn?
Your turn.
Just the moment we've all been waiting for.
No, it isn't.
Right,
Left.
here we go.
The Valeyard is an amalgamation of the darker sides of your nature, somewhere between your 12th and final incarnation. And I may say you do not improve with age.
Who would be your ultimate foe? That was the name of the last bit. Who would be your ultimate foe?
Who would be my ultimate
And would that be
foe? I
in
don't have any
real life?
foes.
Yeah.
Or are we... yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can't think.
Who would we want to
Well, the ultimate foe is the one you want to beat.
Challenge and beat.
Several
Myself and my self-doubt.
Oh, that was good.
Yes,
very
you see,
good, very good.
My only
Don't think we can
competition
top
is
that.
with myself. No.
What about you?
Are you ready to order desserts as well?
Oh, that's my
Bring 'em up.
That's my ultimate foe is sugar.
Is sugar. Oh, yes.
There was a girl who sat behind me in school who used to dip my ponytail into the inkwell.
That would do it.
That would do it, would it?
I thought that was just boys who did that. I did that a lot.
And I wrote...
Boys have ponytails at your school?
No,
that would
putting
dip.
girls' pigtails into the...
I know girls can be worse
I thought
than
girls
boys.
Yes, they were.
Girls can be a lot worse than boys to each other.
Can they?
Yes.
Oh, much
Oh, by
worse.
far.
Who would be your
Supportive.
ultimate foe?
I think anyone who destroys other people and humanity and the planet.
Perhaps plastic is the ultimate foe.
Quite a few at the moment.
Now,
Oh, that's very good.
plastic is the planet's ultimate foe.
I've thrown a pebble into the water, perhaps killing two birds with one stone, and causing ripples that'll rock the High Council to its foundations.
Now, I know who the answer to this is because I know one person who can exceed this demand.
Ooh.
Who can do the best impression of an Anthony Ainley evil chuckle? I think the Valeyard trumps the
No,
master.
I do my own.
Evil
Give us
chuckle.
yours.
I had to do that long ago.
Very.
Not-
Yes.
A couple of weeks ago.
Very good.
Well, every role you've ever done. Works at treating Noel Coward.
I remember when Noel
Can you
Cow-
do an Anthony Ainley evil chuckle?
Oh, not in a million years.
Can
but-
you?
That's not bad.
But it's not manly enough. So.
Bloody hell.
No, it's very good.
Can I have some more
It's a little
trout?
bit more Caraboss than it is.
Another pair of trousers, please.
Repair the Matrix Keeper. Requisition anything you need.
My lady.
Given that the last bit of trial was about the Matrix and it being tampered with, if you were tampering with the Matrix record of your own life, what would you remove?
Remove. I know. The death of my father.
Oh. There we go.
30 years ago.
We've all got
You
to
met
be
him.
serious now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's always the one. Whenever I'm asked the same question, if you could go back in time, blah, 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 I'd always have more time with him. Because I feel I was still a child, kind of, when he left. But there you go. Sorry if I'm...
No, that's very good. I would actually remove the fact that he was poorly. Mine was poorly.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had dementia. And I didn't really
That's
ever
so
know how
hard.
much he was trapped inside, how much he knew. So
Yeah.
that I would also have taken away.
If you were tampering with the Matrix record of your own life,
Well, same as
What would you do?
same as Nicola, actually. I wish my mother hadn't died when I was 15, because you don't know enough about life.
Life, yeah.
That I was so upset when later on I thought, if only she'd seen me make a success of myself.
You would have liked to have
Yeah,
seen
I would like to have bought her a house or
results.
something.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think we're all like that, aren't we, about the people that we love?
what would mine
Getting a bit serious. What's yours, sweetheart?
Yes.
Keep falling over and breaking your
Yes, so you hadn't fallen over in the mud.
I think mine might be a professional
Meeting
one.
me.
Meeting
Yes,
you
go for a
was the best
professional
thing
one,
I
it's
ever
better.
did. I've been offered some small roles at the National Theatre back in the 70s. And they said, just a formality, just to do your speeches for Sir Lawrence. I said, you want me to go and do my audition speeches for Laurence Olivier? And they said, yeah, but your name's on the part, so we're OK, the casting director. But he likes to see everyone. I couldn't do it.
Why?
I said, I can't stand up and do a Shakespeare in front of Laurence Olivier. I was young and frightened. So I didn't go to the National. And I'd like the Matrix to tell a different story.
Puddings are here.
Puddings with a...
Oh, look at it!
With a special
I've
bowl.
seen this before. He's gone into he looked like a baby. Who's
Colin's
just
gone to
gone.
heaven. He's gone to Planet Pudding.
What is that?
Chocolate bomb.
I don't care. Could be
Nothing
yak's-
matters anymore.
Yak's poo, I don't care, I want it.
You know, I think I was rash in turning down that offer of the presidency. Oh, carrot juice. Carrot juice, carrot juice, carrot juice.
We sadly never got to see a proper regeneration on screen for the Sixth Doctor. If you were going to kill him off, how would you do it?
Through puddings.
Puddings. And exercise.
I'm putting through a blending machine.
He's
Falling off
very
the
offended.
treadmill.
Looks very offended.
Puddings.
Puddings.
Puddings in an exercise machine.
Yep.
Put him through a blender.
Blender, yep. Same thing. Yeah, we both had the same idea.
Looks down camera lens.
Going, these people
Size.
were my
He'd be
friends.
happy.
Moves on.
He'd be happy with his puddings.
I wouldn't be happy with the blender. Snog. Marry, avoid.
Oh, here we go.
Mr. Popplewick.
Yep.
Avoid.
Oh, can't we
He doesn't
Haven't
know what all three are
finished.
yet. Un moment, monsieur.
The Master. I'm using the names of the characters.
Yes.
Marry.
Wait a minute.
Well, the
I've got to
Valeyard.
see who you got.
Pip and Jane Baker.
Oh, you can't marry two, can you? We'd all have to change.
It's a new
It's an
world.
interesting idea. Yes.
Well, I'm going to kick off on this.
Go on,
Okay, you
do
go
it.
for it.
Because I'm so fond of Pip and Jane. Sadly, Jane is along with us. And they were a smashing couple who,
They were.
bless them, they had enormous faith in me. And they were constantly trying to put shows together with parts from me in. So, for me, they're Pip and Jane, they're close to me. So I'll snog and marry them.
It's taking the Michael option.
Yes.
Popplewick? Avoid. The Master avoid. They were trouble in my life. So snog and marry Pip and Jane.
I'm sorry, I'm neutral about the Bakers. I would, actually, I would marry Tony Annie because I knew him very well, but I would marry him as the Valeyard because he was nearly as
That's a
evil as I
marriage.
was. And
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of children we'd have. We might have to adopt them or get them by...
Wow.
I love Pip and Jane Baker. They were very, very sweet to me at a time when I was very new, and
They were sweet people.
They were sweet people, but I think I would probably avoid them because then we'd probably talk about Doctor Who all the time and so I would probably. I think I'd probably snog the Master, and Mr. Popplewick I'd probably end up marrying because he's
Wow.
sweet.
Okay.
Well, he wasn't a Valeyard, actually.
Was he?
Yes. In disguise.
Oh, that's right.
He wasn't what?
Oh, there we
Mr.
go. I'd marry
Popplewick.
you,
Popplewick was a Valeyard.
Michael. I'd marry
Yes, of
you
course he
then.
was. Yes.
I would snog the Master. It would be short and sweet, and I always got the upper hand with him. So I'd be,
I can't understand.
as a
The
character.
Valeyard's very sexy.
The
Well, it used
Valeyard
to be
is,
all
but
those
Mr.
years ago.
Popplewick, which is what we're being asked about, isn't. So, I would avoid Mr. Popplewick because that's not doing anything for me. And I would marry Pip and Jane, knowing that they'd be really safe and we'd be like that sitcom, My Wife Next Door. So I'd live next door to them and they'd live there, and it would be one of those unsaid marriages.
Lovely.
I'd live quietly on my own with my 25 dogs and they'd live next
You'd
door.
live in the granny flat.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Finally,
And finally,
There is a finally here. It's the end of the trial. Right?
Yes.
You are the jury. Is the Doctor guilty or not guilty? What verdict would you return on the Doctor at the end of the trial?
I need to ascertain exactly what crime he's accused of.
Meddling in time and genocide.
Okay.
guilty.
not guilty.
Adorable. Is that allowed? Is it?
No.
No.
Oh, not guilty, my lord.
Hey, majority verdict. I sentence myself to Doctor Eternal. So here we are. This is the end. So I'm going to ask Michael Jayston to do a toast in my honour.
Is this a family show? No,
Yes.
I'm not going to say anything at all. It's lovely. Somebody asked me in Bedford
bed.
last week.
Somebody asked me in bed last
Bedford.
week.
Shut up! Somebody asked me in Bedford what my memories were of Doctor Who, and I said a friendship that lasted between you and I for all these 33 years. And same as you
There are many
two.
people in between.
How old? You were about 18 and a half, I can't
Knee-high to a
believe.
grasshopper.
Neither of you
And I was
look
9.
anywhere near your age. Neither do we.
Wish we could say the
well, I
same.
do, but you eat
But
too
isn't it
many
amazing?
sandwiches. God bless you, sweetheart.
Yes.
God bless us all,
God
everyone.
bless us all and all who stand in her.
To Doctor Who and all who enjoy her.
Yes.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Such fun.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Marvellous.
Such fun. Didn't we have
Yes.
fun?
What a lovely
Is
time.
there any more puddings?